So, some of the main reasons why 7-Eleven was not successful in Indonesia was because people were not really spending money when they were going into 7-Eleven, and also the alcohol ban caused sales to drop by 24%, and the competitors were able to adapt to the alcohol ban because they had a wider range of products, which was more attractive to the consumers. The 7-Eleven never expanded beyond Jakarta to the surrounding cities due to foreign franchising laws, and the competition did. So this was another reason why they weren't successful. There were less restrictions for local competitors, and these were some of the reasons why 7-Eleven was not successful in Indonesia. For the country that I would pick for 7-Eleven to enter would be Serbia. I would choose Serbia for multiple reasons. The convenience culture in Serbia would be a positive attribute for 7-Eleven due to their ability to offer quick products, snacks, and everyday essentials. Serbians are also used to smaller stores, so 7-Eleven would fit into their culture, unlike bigger markets like Walmart or Food Lion or something. 7-Eleven still fits into that smaller store culture. Also, consumers in Serbia are generally open to international brands, and they like Western countries, which would be another positive for 7-Eleven. There's also low competition in this sector. While Serbia has local convenience stores, while I was there, it was not always a place that you could go inside. You would just walk up to a window and ask for whatever you needed, like cigarettes or alcohol or a snack or a pack of gum. And so being able to go inside and look around could put 7-Eleven in the lead. Also, tourism is increasing in Serbia, so opening 7-Elevens could be a familiar place for tourists to go, creating another positive attribute as to why they should enter into the Serbian market. The entry strategy that I would suggest is franchising because 7-Eleven already has an established brand that is recognized globally, so they would be able to tap into local knowledge from the Serbian people. The local entrepreneurs would also be able to bring in local people to spread the word and have more brand loyalty from the people who live nearby, which brings consistent sales. They would still be able to maintain consistency within their brand with quality control. 7-Eleven would also be able to avoid some financial risk because the owner of each individual store would bear the cost of opening the franchise. This is a good aspect because the economic conditions are unknown, and it would give more of a reason for 7-Eleven to be willing to test out the market in Serbia. The infrastructure in Serbia includes highways and roads, and some of their major highways actually connect Serbia to other countries in Europe like Croatia, Hungary, Romania, and Bulgaria. But there are still roads that need to be fixed or built, especially in less populated and rural areas. Some of the transportation in Serbia is not completely modernized. Serbia also has an established railway system connected to other parts of Europe. Some rail segments are outdated though, and they suffer from slower speeds, and there are also fewer connections to more remote areas. So if people live in a big city, they are fine, but if they want to travel to like a smaller area, they will have some trouble. And then if they live in the smaller area, they will have a little bit of trouble traveling around or going to different areas of Serbia, or even in Europe, they would have to travel to Belgrade or Novi Sad. Airports in Serbia include the Nikola Tesla Airport in Belgrade, which I flew out of to come back to the United States when I visited Belgrade. It was a very busy airport, but definitely less modernized than here in the US. There are also smaller airports in cities like Nice and Timisoara. But Belgrade is the main hub of the country, so I would say while it is available, it is relatively small in relation to the aviation infrastructure. Serbia is mostly landlocked and does not really rely on ports or any waterways. Serbia has good access to fresh water, but they face challenges related to wastewater management. Serbia has a high level of connectivity, high-speed internet is available, and the broadband infrastructure is rapidly expanding in the urban areas. But mobile coverage is generally good, but mostly operates off of 4G and not 5G like we are used to. And 80 to 85% of Serbia's population has access to the internet, but rural areas face some disparities. The connectivity in Serbia gives 7-Eleven an advantage to market their stores to a large portion of the Serbian population, and it also gives them the opportunity to offer their rewards programs, the gas discounts, and the other perks that 7-Eleven offers to the Serbian consumers. And the 7-Eleven app would be able to be widely used in Serbia. The transportation in big cities would also have a positive impact on 7-Eleven entering the Serbian market, especially close to transportation hubs for tourists and people passing through while traveling throughout Europe. Some of the challenges for 7-Eleven in Serbia include things like the developmental delays in rural areas. It would be smart for 7-Eleven to start in the bigger cities to see how successful they are. And 7-Eleven would also have to make sure that they have certain practices in place to coincide with the wastewater and sanitation issues that may occur. Finally, when I was in Belgrade, there was so much traffic and congestion throughout the city. I took the bus or walked everywhere, but seeing people driving their cars, they were stuck in traffic for hours. There was so much traffic. And these poor road conditions could have an effect on sales and profitability for 7-Eleven. And finally, I believe 7-Eleven would be successful in Serbia due to the 7-Eleven business model using a franchising strategy, offering local and global products, creating a small store that people could go inside and shop, and adapting to the big cities while using local Serbian owners are all reasons why I believe they will succeed. And 7-Eleven will also be able to use their app to create loyal customers due to the broad availability of the internet in Serbia.